So 298 billion is the amount that we're going to invest in defence over the next 4 years, and I'm really proud that we've been able to secure an extra 15 billion. That will create 60,000 jobs right around the country. It's incredibly impressive to be here in Cambridge. This company is precisely the kind of company who will benefit from the new investment that we've announced. No, that isn't correct. It's a commitment to spend £15 billion through the Defence Investment Plan. It's entirely routine that in major committals of resource that some of the money will be allocated in the context of the next budget or the next spending review. It is a £15 billion commitment. That is new money that I've secured over the past 2 weeks at the Defence Secretary. It means that we are now spending historically high levels on defence. You'd have to go back to the Cold War to think about the kinds of resource that we're now putting into defence. I absolutely have the assurance that as Prime Minister, Andy Burnham will make sure that we've got the investment coming into defence. That's good for our nation, good for our national security, but it's also good for economic prosperity. And it's companies and workers in this part of the country that I think will benefit very well from the new investment that we've announced. So I've already had to make some tough decisions. I've reprioritised £1 billion of spend to make sure that we've got the capabilities that we need when we need them. I've had to take some tough decisions. There are things that I will counsel, and we are looking for further efficiencies. I've also got to make sure that our procurement system is effective as it possibly can be. The manufacturing that's taking place here demonstrates that we can procure very effectively. This company is leading the way, working with the Ministry of Defence in terms of how we can procure capabilities quicker than ever before. I'm really proud of that. We'll need to go further, and we need to evidence that we can effectively procure in the way that I will want us to do in the future. Well, fundamentally it's for the Chancellor and for the Treasury to set out, as they have, how more committal to defence spending will be actually resourced and where it's going to come from. My job is about securing more money for defence. I've just secured 15 billion more in the context of a commitment to spend 298. And my job is to make sure we've got the right capabilities. That's why I'm here in Cambridge, because what's being produced here is vital battle-winning equipment that we have procured. That's my job, to make sure that our people are supported and we've got the right mix of capabilities. It's others in government to take a view about where that money comes from.
But you can apply some pressure, Secretary of State.
The pressure that I apply is to ensure that I get the money that I need for defence, to support our armed forces, to make sure that they've got the right kit and capability. But I'll do that in a way that will create 60,000 jobs around the UK, including in this part of the country. Well, these are our allies and our partners, and you're right, we can learn lessons for them. But we've made a commitment to spend 3.5% of GDP by 2035. That is a commitment that we've made to our NATO allies. That is a commitment that I'm absolutely determined that we will meet. But I think it's not unreasonable that we set out the path to that at the next spending review. So our commitment to Ukraine is unshakable. The first call that I made as the new Defence Secretary was to my opposite number, Minister Fedorov, in Ukraine.
But that is happening, isn't it?
But in my first couple of days, we intercepted a Russian shadow fleet in the English Channel, and then at the NATO summit in Brussels, I announced £752 million of support for Ukraine. Our support for them is an incredibly important priority for me. I'm proud of the political consensus that we have, and we'll do everything that we possibly can to support our partners in Ukraine, because their fight against Putin's illegal invasion of Ukraine is absolutely our fight as well. It's in our national security interest to support them, and that's what we'll continue to do. Well, you'll understand as the Defence Secretary, my priority is defence and supporting our armed forces. These are matters for my colleagues in other government departments, including, of course, the Department for Transport. I'm sure that they will be considering these matters.
You can apply pressure.
Well, the pressure that I apply is to do right by defence and make sure that we've got the kit, the capabilities and the resource we need to support our armed forces. That's my job as a Defence Secretary. That is the job that I'll continue to do. What people say to me that I know is do your best for defence, and that's what I'm doing, and that's why I've been able to secure £15 billion of new money. That's quite extraordinary that outside of a budget or a spending review we've been able to secure all of this money. Those I served alongside will know that I'll always do right by our armed forces. Proud of my service, but I'm actually much more proud of the amazing young men and women who step forward. They put on a uniform to serve our country. I feel a weight of responsibility to them and to their families to do right by them. And that is what I'm determined to do as the Defence Secretary.